Pretty sure I should just win the game here. I mean... Hey Dragonauts, Astralsflame here, tapping out to talk about Dimir Midrange by BBasic. Just like how I'm tapping out, why not tap out on that subscribe button to stay updated on all the new standard decks for the best of 3 format in Magic the Gathering. And with that, let's get into Dimir Midrange. Dimir Midrange is one of the newest decks to really hit a scene on the standard event. We've seen a few different variations come out over the last few weeks, but it's definitely evolved into a dominant archetype as it sees more play, and that kind of comes into effect because of Faerie Mastermind. Mastermind is proving to be a very strong tempo card to flash in on turn 2 and take advantage of your opponent drawing extra cards, because let's face it, standard is all about value and card advantage. If you can draw more cards in your hand, you're going to find the answer you need, and this is the type of game where Faerie Mastermind can absolutely abuse that, especially with its secondary ability, right? You force each player to draw a card. So doing this on your opponent's turn is going to ensure and enable that even though they get a card, you're going to benefit extra as well, which we love to do. But what ties in Dimir Midrange altogether is the great evaluation of threats that this deck presents. Faerie Mastermind definitely is a key enabler, but you also get to combine some of the best aspects of Black and Blue in this list. Recursive draw and threat through Tenacious Underdog, right? Liliana through forcing discards as well as removal. Kaito, an additional card draw and creating body that can't be blocked. The ever popular Sheoldred the Apocalypse, punishing your opponent for all those draws that they're going to get on their own. Plus through Faerie Mastermind and Ertai Resurrected. Key creature, flash, and it's either counterspell or removal on a body. Forcing your opponent to draw a card, which also just synergizes with Faerie Mastermind. Tying in that removal package though too, we are also main decking one Sheoldred here. Forcing a sacrifice on either a non-token creature or planeswalker, which I do find extremely strong. There are a lot of token generators, and a lot of decks that are taking advantage of this do only play 1 to 2 actual main creatures on board state. So functionally having this choose it to be a non-creature, very beneficial. Also plays well into control decks if your opponent is playing a planeswalker heavy package, or even if they're just playing a simple Wandering Emperor. For other forms of removal, what we're trying to do with this list is the ever popular cut down. We're doing go for the throats and Sheoldred's Edict, just different ways we can target creatures or planeswalkers. One aspect that I really love with the approach of this particular Dimir Midrange build is the Incluna of Rona, the Herald of Invasion. Discarding a card to draw a card and having the potential to flip it into its other form is very, very strong, right? We are playing a decent amount of legendary spells between our planeswalkers, Kaitos, Lilianas, and our creatures as well. So digging further into our deck to further get to any removal or counterspell we need to answer whatever the opponent's going on. So you're playing a tempo game, you're playing a mid-range game, but every time your opponent's doing something, you're also just responding in either drawing a card or getting removal going on. Absolutely love that with this list. Touching on the sideboard, what are we going to do if we're up against control? Well, control in this particular aspect really just focuses on duresses, disdainful strokes, and the extra negate, right? Counterspell and hand disruption is the best way to combat control, especially when your creatures are really, you're only going to be attacking with like 1 or 2 of your own creatures. Nickel and diming that life total. So as your opponent goes to response to your single creature, you're going to respond back with either a counterspell or be very proactive and force a discard with it because of duress. Getting into your mid-range matches, this is where like Graveyard Trespasser can come into play if you're up against things like Enchants or green-white decks. Glistening Deluge, absolutely huge. And if you need just a little bit of extra life gain against mid-range, Sheoldred the Apocalypse, not a bad substitution at all either. Going up against aggro, you're actually really well situated in game 1 against aggro. With this list, right, you're already main decking 4 cutdowns. You already have 3 Go for the Throats and 3 Sheoldred's Edict. There's not much more that we really want to bring in, except maybe if we're up against humans. That's where Parasitic Grasp comes into play. We deal 3 damage to target human, we gain 3 life. So, soldier matchup, mono white humans, things along those lines. Parasitic Grasp is a fantastic inclusion in that. Same with Glistening Deluge, you know, the opponent is playing either Selesnya aggro with the Toxic mechanic, or if they're just playing Enchants. Deluge is also a fantastic inclusion. But with that, Dragonauts, please enjoy the game. Double make disappear and Chrome Host? Yeah, I'm gonna keep here. We'll play a swamp. Well, the question is if I want to play the underdog in or not. If that's a Jetmir's Garden, this is probably domain, which means I'm fine not to counter anything on their turn 2. So I can play the underdog to push aggression here. Yeah, Courier's Briefcase. I have a feeling. Let's attack in for 3. Get that block and pass the turn. We're going to hold up, make disappear here. Just looking to get a counter spell, right? Oh, no, they're not doing anything. Haha, all right. Well, I'll attack in for 3 here. We'll get them 17, and I think I'm just going to hold up the same again. I'll pass the turn. Either we flash in Faerie Mastermind, or I make disappear whatever thing they try to play. Briefcase is fine. I'm not really worried about a 1-1. Alright, let's go ahead and flash in our Faerie Mastermind here. Get our 2-1 into play. It looks like opponent might have Leyline Binding. I do like the cut down here. I'm going to go ahead and cut down on the main. And we're just going to send 5 damage to the opponent's face, put them to 12. Pass the turn, hold up, make disappear, and look very pretty. Now, I'm curious what they could be trying to go in to play for. But if they do anything that they have 2 mana open, I'm going to sack the underdog for make disappear. Just to force up that extra 2, you know? Alright, well, that is a-okay with me. Let's go ahead and attack for 5 again. And you know what? I'm gonna hold up 2 counter spells. I got 2 make disappears. Let's hold it up. I don't need to try to get fancy, try to get greedy. Let's keep our value where it's at. Like, I don't want to try to play into a Sunfall or anything, and then have myself only have to sack something, make mana awkward. Like, I have 2 answers in hand. Let's just leave it at those 2 answers. Counter that. I'm going to casualty my Tenacious Underdog. This stops the Combi War. This is an old school 5C pile, by the way, playing Combi War. All right. Looks good for us. Let's go ahead and bring in the underdog. We're looking for a land here. I could have played Chrome Hole Seedshark, right? And then gone for the make disappear. Had it interactive, but I like just trying to get a card draw here. Keep my hand kind of flowing. If they get something, it's not a big deal. This is going to set them down to 2 life. And I've got a flyer. So let's get them down to 2. Underdog will bite the dust. Again, I still would have liked to have drawn on a land. It might have been better for me to go Seedshark. Then I could have still held up the make disappear, but they're at 2. That's fine. Yeah, dubious food Pringle in Japan. Thanks in the shop for Japanese snacks. That'd be interesting. Alright, another make disappear. Okay. So if they play out a Traxa, they don't have a Go for the Throat. I think that's the downside. Oh, it's Breach the Multiverse. What did they get? They got an Etali. Alright, well that's fine. They got Etali and an Ertai. Alright. Not the greatest. Ertai is probably going to kill my Faerie Mastermind, which will give me a card draw. And they got a Topiary Stomper into a Rona. Okay. So all Shelly for the win? I think so, Calver. This is basically I play in Shelly and win. I just need a card draw. Like, for the fact that they milled a Leyline Binding, kind of tells me there's no binding in hand. I'm hoping. But we'll find out. The bonus here is if we play in Shelly, so we have to draw a land here. It has to be untapped. If we play in Sheoldred the Apocalypse, they try to do the Leyline Binding with the two courier briefcases. Didn't get it. Well, we still gotta go for it. The tables have turned. Hey, what's going on, Wing? How you doing today? Happy Tuesday, friend. Hope it's going well. An untapped land would have made a big difference here. But hey, we'll see what happens. I might have been better doing like the Seedshark and holding up the mana for the Make Disappear. So slight misplay on my part for that. Alright, Shelly comes down. Do they have it? Do they have it? They do not have it. That's game one. There we go. They don't have it. Sometimes all it takes is just a little apocalypse to win the game. So game one came down to a real nail biter, 2 life on the opponent, and a Shelly tick to win. Going into game two, I am going to be bringing Negates, Disdainful Strokes, Duresses. We are looking to have a discard and counterspell fiesta. Let's get into it and counter the opponent's game plan. Plat life. I'll get out of here hopefully tonight though. We're almost plat 2. I am going to definitely mulligan this hand though. One land is no bueno and not what I want. Although everything else, like, if like this Make Disappear or this Sheoldred's Edict was a land, I would probably consider keeping. But nonetheless, this is still pretty good. I want to keep Shelly, and I'm going to keep the creatures as well. So let's probably say Mirex is going to go. Then at least I have my double black pip guaranteed for the Shelly. I can flash in Faerie Mastermind the Trespasser and start attacking away for 5 damage a turn. And slowly eat away the graveyard, if so. My guess is they're going to try to go for a Topiary Stomper on turn 3 and to Invasion of Zendikar. Like, it's the pretty typical play. Play that in and pass the turn here. Alright, tap land. No Topiary Stomper, that's good to see. Let's flash in our Faerie Mastermind here. Get us a little 2-1 to start poking away, and so opponent doesn't have any green mana right now. Leyline Binding costs 2 at the moment, which holding up priority. It's either counterspell or binding. Feels kind of silly if they go to binding a Faerie Mastermind, but you never know. token for 2. Opinion on Lord of the Rings set? Cosmic, I love it. Huh. They are really gonna leyline binding my Faerie Mastermind. Okay. That seems aggressive to me. Binding a 2/1. Like, it's 10 turns of damage to end the game. That's quite a bit. Aragon Historic Brawl. Oh, Aragon is insane. Invasion of Fiore. Okay. Well, I'll get rid of 2 lands and I'll keep in my Sheoldred. Play in my Mirrex, and I'll just attack the opponent. Really need my graveyard, so whatever. Goes to nighttime. Sorry, not Invasion of Fiore, that's Invasion of Eldraine. Words are hard. We've got their green source. Domain's still missing 1 mana. I mean, all I'm going to do on my end step is just make a token with the Mirrex.
Oh, yeah.
Clifford is a... Clifford is a god. Welcome in, my friend, to the Ember Dragon Legion as a Dragonaut. How is your Tuesday going, my friend? You're our 9th follower of the week. Thank you so much. Please do enjoy your following modes. Matt, like, you grab a plane? No, you have 2 planes. Do you grab double red? You might grab a mountain. I can see opponent grabbing a mountain. If they want to hard cast a Tali. Just gonna go boop. I'm gonna go boop. And I'll just take out the Topiary Stomper now. And I'll nom the Stomper. Get them down to 11. 1 Toxic. My guess is hardcast, yeah, Tali. Alright. And they got Duress and... They got Sheoldred's Edict? Alright. No, they got Courier's Briefcase. That's fine. Duress doesn't do anything against me here, so that's whatever. That's fine and dandy. I mean, they're pretty low, right? I feel like I just blitz in here. Submit 0. I got a 4/5 going in. Yeah, I think it's just correct for me to blitz in. Blitz in, get a card draw, at least get 7 damage, if not only 5 in. Itali probably blocks my 3/3. Yep, and that's fine. We got them down to 6. Get a card draw here. Ooh, and go for the throat for Tali. I do like that. Reaching the multiverse. Alright, sure. I don't know if that is the best decision because I have Sheoldred in play. And that kind of just lets me auto-flip my Shelly here. Which is rather entertaining, actually. And they didn't get any creature. Oh, wow. Auto-tapper Screaming Heart? Yeah, a little bit, Clifford. It's fine. Like, it's fine. It's not endgame for me. So how much do you cost to flip? You cost 5 to flip. That's fine. Yeah, I'll take the damage. If I draw a land here, I'm pretty good. Yeah, like that's perfect. Because all I gotta go is kill a Tali here, right? Kill a Tali, flip Sheoldred. Get back my Sheoldred. Say no attacks and pass. Well, they have a second Itali. Wow. Alright, well, Duress doesn't do anything. What are they? Drag to the bottom? Eh. That's fine. Drag to the bottom kills their Prickled Fairy. Like, okay. And then they milled in a Traxa. Hey, what's going on, Warlock? How you doing today? Happy Tuesday. You know what? I am just gonna pass the turn. It's fine. I'm not gonna do anything with Underdog. The True Scriptures literally flips next turn. And if they try to bindings or anything, like I have negate. Oh, and it didn't leave open any white mana either. Let's go. Nah, I don't want you do I care about that? I guess that's fine, actually. I'll let you have that. Autumn Tabard Dimir. By the way, Clifford, how is your night going, friend? And a Dread Warlock, it's good to see you. Drop a trip lock. I miss Fable. And honestly, open up the meta way more. I mean, big true, though. Big true. I'll go to 8. That's a-okay. Let's make a Mighty Might. I'm pretty sure I should just win the game here. I mean, like, that's kind of cool, right? Do I have any creatures to eat in mine? I really don't. Forget, I'll just eat. Again, there's like no creatures in theirs. I got their only creatures. And then Atali kicks in. And then I just get to go for the throat. And then I get to cast a Topiary Stomper. I'll get a basic. And then a Traxa triggers, and I get a Lily, a Make Disappear. Ertai. Is there a land I want? I guess I'll take a Takenuma. This is just really freaking dumb. And then, like, she holds her triggers, and I blow up a Tali. Like... And I guess I just cast in Lily, right? That leaves me, yeah. I just cast in Lily. And then I +1. And then I discard Darkslick Shores. And then I attack with 1. And we pass the turn. Sure. Oh no. Negate. Oh no. What a way to end the game. Boop. There we go. Wow. Yeah, so anyways. Sheoldred's a good card. Hey Dragonless, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. It's always appreciated. Please remember to tap that subscribe button to stay updated on all the new standard best of 3 decks from Magic the Gathering. And as always, keep believing. I'll catch you next time.